Good morning, it's Friday, I think it's the 23rd, and love to you all. I'm Penny from Penelope's Chinwag, and this is a chat about this and that, but except it's a little bit more about this and a little bit about that this week. No crafting. I've seen you only a few days ago for an episode, and I haven't done much crafting since because it's only been a couple of days and I've actually been away. I did make something but completely forgot to show you, film it, and well, you'll see hopefully on somebody else's video because it was a present for them. But no, I made another macaron, but I didn't take any photos or film it, so that's what I've been doing anyway. I hope we can have this video up because the parakeets are making rather a nuisance of themselves. So I hope that's not too loud for you. I'm sitting in the corner tucked away because there's a slight breeze and it's full sun, it's rather hot, and so I tucked myself away. So this week's episode, or today's episode, is a little bit different. It's called When Life Changes, So Did I, and my YouTube beginning. And that's what I wanted to talk about, Penelope's Chinwag, because my life changed, and I'm sure your life did too. My life changed when I was 71 and coming up 72, and it was 2020, and I decided that I was going to retire from my work. I wanted to go more part-time, like 1 day a week, but they wouldn't let me. The NHS says no, you do 3 full days or nothing, and I couldn't do 3 full days anymore because they were rather heavy days, and so I decided to retire. I retired the week of lockdown just by pure chance. I was a counsellor for the NHS, and I did my last couple of sessions on Zoom, on the telephone actually, not on Zoom, on the telephone, and that came to a natural end, and so there we are. And then of course it was lockdown. I could see my mum because my mum didn't go anywhere, do anything. We were her carers, and she just lived down the road, and so she would come here quite often, and yeah, that's how it was. Completely different, wasn't it? And prior to that, about 2 weeks before that all happened, I went up to see my friend Heather Greeny, and I call her that. I mean, her name is Heather Greeny, but I've always called her Heather Greeny. And Heather Greeny said to me, Pen, I need a video from you each week with you chatting to me. I can fall asleep and you can put me off to sleep, but I need a video. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, you know, you can chat, can't you? She's a listener, Heather Greeny, although she can chat, but she likes to listen. She likes it if you talk to her. Well, I can do that, you see, and off I go. That's it, I don't draw a breath, as you know, if you're a regular viewer. If you're not, if you're new, you're more than welcome to join me. It's been a bit of a journey, and I'm going to tell you the beginning of it. So I said to Heather, I don't know what you mean. She said, yes, you do. You do it. Do it. You know, you've just been chatting to me sitting here, because I went up to London to visit her. I said, yes. She said, I'm going to film it. I said, okay. Anyway, so we filmed a bit. She said, look, it's all right. Anyway, long and the short, I did it. But of course, when I got back home, I did this little video, sent it off. What do you think? Brilliant. Then it was lockdown. And I have a circle of friends that we all know each other. We all love each other. We've known each other since we were youngsters. However, not youngsters, well, early 20s. However, you've met some of them, Kay and Sonia and Jan. I've interviewed them when they've come to stay or I've been there. And this little group of friends, they were in all different parts of the country, Wales, Suffolk, London. And so, of course, doing this little video for Heather, I said, oh, I'd better send one to Kay. So I did a little video for Kay, a little video for Sonia. And I thought, I can't keep this up. It's ridiculous. So I did one and spoke to them all. And then I posted it all separately. And I found that if I kept it to just under 10 minutes, and that became our catchphrase, all 10, all 10, because that's all I could then post it to them. So off it went. They immediately deleted it because their phones would get completely, chock-a-block. So they deleted it, but I kept it. And I put it all on a hard drive, It didn't last too long, although long enough for that to become our catchphrase, all 10, all 10. When Andrew, Heather's husband, said to me, why don't you... Hello, it's Pete. What?
In the bushes.
Well, it's rather blowy out there. Well, it's not blowy as per se, but it is a bit breezy for the mic.
Don't get out quick, you'll end up in the pond.
I will. The pond's just here.
I'm just about to turn it on to put some
Oh, well, if you could wait till I've finished. Yeah.
Good mind not to.
Oh, that's nice. He's a good mind not to. They're going to put the hose in because we haven't had any rain for a couple of months. And we like to keep the pond full up. Anyway, Andrew, Heather's husband, said to me, just by the chance, why don't you put it on YouTube? And I said, on YouTube? He said, yeah, just I'll set you up an account and you can put it on YouTube. Of course, I never put it out to the public. It just went out to my circle of friends and on the virtual sofa. And so I've called this episode, When Life Changes, So Did I, because life changed for me. My dad hadn't long died, and I was, with mum all the time, and she didn't need caring for, but of course she needed caring for, being in her 90s. And I think she was 92 at the time, but she was great. And well, she thought it was absolutely brilliant that I was doing these videos for the friends. And I said to her mum, why don't you come on board? They'd love to know all about your history. And so she said, oh, do you think so, dear? And we joined ancestry. And of course, we found out so much about mum's ancestry, well, my ancestry as well. And so here came a complete change of life. We were in lockdown, I wasn't going to work, and that took a lot of getting used to. I mean, I'm going to put one of my very early, I think it's April, one of my very early videos. I'm sitting out in the garden, and that's why I wanted to do this video out in the garden, because I was sitting out in the garden and just chatting to the friends. And of course, when you're chatting to friends, you can have a good old moan, can't you? I wasn't really moaning, I was just saying how it is. And my friend Heather Graney always says she doesn't mind clearing up after her husband, she doesn't mind cooking for him because he does so much for her in different ways. And I just said, oh, right, okay. Well, and you'll see by the little video I put up that I was just getting used to this complete change of life. We were at home together, as I'm sure a lot of you were. Things were so different. I had an empty diary, we all did. But I was starting YouTube, and that was the beginning of a complete change of life for me. So I carried on, and of course when lockdown finished, I said to my friends, well, I won't be doing this anymore. You've got lives now to lead. And of course I had lives to lead, but they still wanted me to be part of their daily life. I think I did up to 2,000 little 10-minute videos. I did one in the morning, probably one at lunchtime, probably one in the evening, told them all what was going on. And also I did from the hamper, and I started off doing this channel from the hamper, showing you things that is in my hamper that I've kept over the years. And in this particular video that I'm going to show you, I'd been meaning to show them a scrapbook that my daughter Kim who is now 56, by the way. But, you know, she was a young child when we went on holiday and stayed on a farm, and she made a scrapbook of the holiday. And of course, she wanted to see it, and I said, yes, I'll show you. Never got around to it because I had to keep saying 10, 10, cutting off. And then Pete came up with a suggestion that I make a list and stick to the list. Well, if you know my husband Pete, he's an absolute darling, but he will say he's going to do something, never do it. I don't think I've ever known him make a list. I've never known him actually say I'll do something and stick to it. He does it when he wants to. Things get done eventually, but we have to wait quite a while, so it tickled me that. And so my journey started. My YouTube journey, my YouTube channel. How could I possibly do it? But I did it. I did it. And then, as I say, at the end of lockdown, Heather Greeny said to me, well, I think you need to do it for the public. Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of a name for a channel. I couldn't think of what I was going to say. I couldn't think of what I was going to show you. And so, well, I was just me, really. And it's gradually taken off. And more than subscribers, in fact, I've learned that. You don't really want to ask for subscribers. You don't really want to tell your friends and family to subscribe, because if they don't watch, the algorithm will not know who to send the video to. These subscribers that aren't watching but want to put your numbers up. No. As a friend on YouTube said to me once, what we want is viewers. And I said to my friends, if I get 50 viewers, I will be tickled pink. 50, imagine. And I've got more than that now. And more dear to me than the numbers is the comments, of course, because I've made friends. And that's where this video is going to go. I'm going to show you the video of me chatting to my friends in the garden right at the beginning of lockdown. And then I'm going to put up a video because I've just been up to Durham. I got back last night and I'm so excited. I watch Helen of Mousy Makes. I'm sure if you're a regular viewer, you do too, or if you don't, you've heard me speak of Helen. And as soon as Helen and I watched each other, we knew we'd be friends. We just knew it. There's something about us that we knew we'd be friends. And so we've been saying, I'd love to come up and meet you, I'd love to come up and meet you. But then, of course, Pete got ill last year, and that was last year taken care of. And anyway, I was going to go up a couple of days ago, but you know I was poorly, but I got better. And then I was going to go up with Pete, but he said, it's too much for me, Pen. Oh. I was going to go with Pete and my daughter Nicola and my friend Heather Greeny, who loves Mousy Makes. Of course, she loves Helen, as I do. But Pete couldn't come. My daughter Nicola couldn't come because, oh, that's also why I'm on, taking my mind off things. Because Tommy, I mean, if you're regular, you know Tommy, my darling little great-grandson. And there's a film of Tommy at the end because he popped round last Sunday and had a great time. But Lois, his mum, she's having 2 impacted wisdom teeth out. She's had them out now. As I'm speaking, they're on their way home. They've had to drive an hour to the dentist and she's had to have them out. They don't do it in the hospital anymore. They do it in the dentist chair, special dentist up the line in London. So my daughter's had to drive her up there. And that's, you know, quite nerve-wracking. So her dear friend, Susie, has gone and supported her and being with Lois on the way home. Pete said, I'll drive, I'll do it. He hasn't driven since he's been poorly. But, you know, the heart's willing, but yeah, the flesh is weak. So that's why I've been a bit nervous this morning. I thought I'll come on and talk to you friends. So where am I going? Off on tangent. So you're now going to see a little film of me doing one of my first videos for lockdown that didn't go out to the public, obviously. And then the next film that is our trip to Durham. Heather and I went up there and we feel like we've been away a fortnight. We stayed in the most lovely little travel lodge. So It was the old station, and I couldn't have asked for anywhere nicer. The Travelodge in Durham, I highly recommend. Next door is the Italian restaurant where we had a super meal, and then the next day, under the horse in the market square, we met Helen. And that was it, an immediate connection. Just by the horse is a little, they call it, what is it? It's an alleyway. We would call it an alleyway. But no, they call it, anyway, I've put it on the screen, begins with V. And if you walk down there, there's a little cakey shop, cafe. And we just walked there, had our breakfast, chatty. And before lunch, she said, I better show you around Durham Cathedral. And Helen has got major connections to Durham Cathedral, family connections. And for those of you across the pond, and if you'd like to watch Helen of Mousy Makes, it's 183, episode 183. She did a little trip tour of Durham, and she does it so well. So if you want to see an old English city, it's worth watching that. We did nothing of the kind. We looked round the cathedral, built in 10 something, and Harry Potter was filmed a bit there and all of that. Learnt all about that. Took about half an hour. Then back we went to this lovely eatery, sat down and promptly chatted. I got a tiny little bus back to the station, got on the train, which is the most comfortable train ever. And plenty of room, the seats are beautiful. Got back to London, I came down here to Broadstairs. My friend lives in London, and she's phoned me this morning and said, look, any day you want to go back up there, we'll go back up there. Spur of the moment, we can do it. So yeah, we'll be back, Helen. We only said hello and hugged and chitty-chatted. We've got so much to talk about, so much. I mean, just for instance, Helen happened to say the word countertenor in Durham Cathedral. Countertenor, you don't say that to me. That means, oh, my heart sings when I listen to countertenors singing. Oh, my whole body goes into, and so does Helen's. And so we have this love of music, this love of, Helen composes her own music. And of course, she loves poetry. And as you know, Heather Graney is a whiz at writing the beautiful poems that I've read out here. And so we just had a wonderful time. Anyway, that's the film that comes after that. And I'm going to draw a breath and I'll come back and see you when I put that on. So I'll see you in a minute. So good morning, it's Monday. And it was a bit of a tricky start for me. Yeah, I felt a bit fed up. And of course I was thinking about it, reflecting. And for years and years I've gone to work today. Bye, Pete. Left him doing his bits and bobs. And off I go. And you know, although it's lovely not going, of course it is. I'm missing it, I think. I'm missing it. Of course I am. But I'm not missing it. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? It's a very weird thing. So, oh, there's a bit of plastic down there. So there we are. So it's taken me a while to get going. And I thought, oh, something's really niggling me this morning. What it is Pete's taken to eating either oatcakes or cream crackers at night. And he doesn't use a plate. So I've just hoovered through and you find, you know, big bits of oatcakes or cream crackers all over the shop. Whilst it's not a big thing with what's going on in the world, it irritates me. I hear you saying, Heather Graney, just why does it irritate you, Pen? Just clear it up. So I did just clear it up and I won't say a word. So, where to start? Now, he watches my vlogs now. And he said to me last night, oh, for goodness sake. I said, what? He said, you haven't got round to the scrapbook yet. You've got to start with the scrapbook and make a list of what you're going to talk about and stick to it. I said, I'm chatting to my friends. I don't make lists when I chat to friends. I just chat. And of course, time runs away with me. So he said, well, if I did it, he said, I'd make a list. So I wonder if you'll get one from him. I don't think so, because he won't be bothered to make the list. And anyway, that would be quite boring. I have suggested, Kim messaged me yesterday and said that she's reading The Darling Buds of May. They're always our go-to books. And she's imagining we're all living in a chateau and we're all together. Perfect. And so, funnily enough, Pete's reading Delderfield, The Avenue Goes to War. We go to our go-to books, don't we? We really do. So I said to Pete, you know, Heather Harris has always wanted you to read those Darling Buds of May to her. She likes you reading them. So, you know, you could make a list of how to read it to her. But, well, we'll leave that one with him at the minute he's up there reading The Avenue. Because we've got loads more gardening. You've always got loads more gardening. But we got our pressing jobs. We got the potatoes in yesterday, got the swede in, got the parsnips in. So, yeah, we're not doing too bad. Going to mow the front lawn. And then it's going to rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So then we're going to start weeding out the front garden because it's so dry at the minute. Our front garden's hideous because it's just full of convolvulus. He's put in what you call them, bamboo sticks, and so the convolvulus is growing up that. But you'd have to cover the whole ground with bamboo sticks for it to grow up. But we'll see what we're going to do. I'm knitting that jumper, you know, that I talked about. Well, this one in the purple, and I looked on the label because it's just so drapey and so smooth and lovely, as you can see. Hand wash only, and it's made from 20% linen and 46% viscose and polyamide. And so I looked up viscose to see what it is, and it's the inside of the plant, the stem of the plant. So they say it's natural, but it needs a chemical to turn it into something like this. So it's still not really natural, but it does create this, as you can see, this linen and viscose. And that's what's comfortable about it. That's why it's nice for the summer, isn't it? I got my diary out. This is my 2020 diary to see what's written in it. For this week, that's it. So I've got a pretty free week. So that's a good thing. Usually that's all scrawled over, this and that, this and that. So yeah, I've got some time to do things. Now I have got a box here of paper piecing, but I'm not going to go on to that yet because it's now nearly 7 minutes and I haven't started on the scrapbook. So here it is, Kim. She can't wait. She said she can't wait. On Monday, my mummy and daddy and myself and sister went to a wildlife park. Once it was a man's garden, but he changed it into a wildlife park. When we went into the park, we saw some donkeys and we fed them. After that, we saw a deer and we stroked it under his neck. After that, we went into a sort of open paddock where there were animals that came up to you. We saw some porcupines sleeping, and there was a baby one, and there was a baby goat and a sheep, and the sheep kept trying to eat my mummy's handbag and ring and my daddy's trousers. And then we went on some swings and a seesaw, and then we saw a baby fox. I felt sorry for it because it was in a small cage and was trying to get out. They probably rescued it, hadn't they, Kim? And then we went to see some monkeys, and we saw a peacock open up all its feathers. Then we saw some big deers and climbed up this big wooden hunt. And then we got some bird seeds and fed the goat and sheep, and they tried to get more. Then we went home. Oh, 10, I'll come back. 10 something this was built. In 10
So
something.
this is a like later edition. This was
Right.
in medieval times.
Medieval. It's absolutely. I love the ceiling.
It's gorgeous.
Isn't it? And the pillars, look at these pillars. Yeah.
He lets his every eye up in the very first home. They used Durham Cathedral as part of Hogwarts School, and you can see the CGI where they've added loads of extra bits, but you can see the bits of Durham. It's quite interesting. Yeah, glass would be good.
I love this colour. It's gorgeous. The blue and the blue. Yeah. Oh,
And so that's it. I gave Helen a present of a macaron, which she was thrilled with, and Heather gave one to her darling mum. So I hope you get that. I think she's seeing you today. And of course, from Helen, I got a little cat. She's knitting cats at the moment. And here's my cat. He's called Dick from Durham. I think he did know Dick Whittington, and he may not have done, but he's Dick from Durham. Yeah. He's very clean and very white, but how long he'll stay like that, I don't know. He's got a super smile on his face. So thank you very much, Helen. And I'm going to leave it there. I mean, it's been going to be quite long enough. I shall see you soon with another episode when, I'll show you my crafting. I'll tell you a fascinating fact. Pete might come on, who knows, if he can. I haven't really said, and my lovely friend from America who came over to visit me this week, she said, you should tell people because life has changed with Pete. I mean, last year, he got sepsis reactive arthritis, and he's done so well. He couldn't walk, he lost 3 stone. He was so poorly. But you've seen, he's so much better. He's so much better. There's no complaints, but life is different. He gets tired quickly, can't get about so well. And, the more we can accept life, I think the better it is. And there's always going to be changes, big changes, isn't there? That we have to grapple with. And I remember my father-in-law, he lived in Tottenham. He was a Tottenham boy, Pete's dad. And when he was a boy, they used to drive sheep down Tottenham High Road. Well, if any of you know Tottenham now, I mean, it's just built up, cars. I mean, it's the busiest place in town. And of course, we've got Tottenham Hotspurs, haven't we? And they won a game apparently. And my grandson was there. I put a picture up here, and the pitch was invaded. He ran on. Of course he did. I mean, because we're all very big. I'm not. But, you know, I was brought up in Tottenham. My dad was very well connected with Spurs. I think he was chairman at one point. I'm not sure. But anyway, very well connected with Spurs. And, yeah. So we all are as a family. And there's Harry. He went to the game. And he invaded the pitch, so I'll put the photo up, just for, you know, history's sake. But my father-in-law said, you know, the more we can adapt to things that are around us, the better we'll feel. And from a boy who's been part of Tottenham with sheep being driven down the high road to Tottenham as it was and life how it was, he died when he was 92. He married again when he was 82, and he made the best of it all and went to Yugoslavia for his honeymoon, and he was the most gentlest, gorgeous man. But yeah, he just adapted, that's the word. And so that's what Pete and I are doing now, adapting to our new circumstances, doing what we can and trying not to fret about what we can't. Because, yeah, age catches up with you, doesn't it? And life catches up with you. So I'm going to put the film up now, and I'm going to show you when Tommy came round, a little walk along Broadstairs, because when there's no visitors, it's as quiet as anything. But when the visitors come, which they do at the weekends and the weather's good, it's a busy place. But it's nice to have that contrast, really, you know, between having it to ourselves and then having the visitors enjoy it. So I'd made the little film, so I put that up. So a bit of a different, Pete will tell me off for saying, what will he tell me off for saying? He did last week. He watched my video and said, you said, I've forgotten what I said now. Anyway, I said it a bit too much. And I think I say so too much. You can't help it when you're sitting in front of a phone and you're just chatting. Yeah. Thank you for taking me as you find me. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you soon. I don't know when, but I'll see you soon with some more crafting, some more fascinating facts. And best wishes to my darling granddaughter, who's just had 2 impacted wisdom teeth out and is now driving home. I think I might have Tommy over the weekend because she won't be able to look after him very well. She'll be recuperating. I think my daughter's going to be looking after him. So we might be having some fun. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Turn the thing the other way, darling. No, that's it. And then turn that. And now let go. See if it works now. What have you done?
Ow!
No!
Oh!
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 I'm drenched!
Oh! Oh no!
Oh my goodness! Tom! Right, no more now. Tom, I'm drenched. My jumper's all cold and wet. And now me! And now you! No! What did you just say I am though?
You don't just say no when my son is on vegetables.
Really?
No.
Why are you stirring the vegetables?
Because I need to be cooking.
Oh, do they?
Oh, look at that!